Well, hi my friends, this is Jay, and I am back with a new stitch tutorial. In fact, when I was looking for a stitch, I decided to look back to a stitch I did a few years ago and haven't had a chance to do it recently. And for those who may have, who already know how to do the stitch or would just like to know or learn the stitch, I thought now's a great time. So tonight I'm introducing you to Jay's favorite crochet stitches, and this will be stitch number 1. Now I usually have a lot of stitch books, and that's all I've ever learned, where to get stitches and how to use them and how to make projects. But stitches are, you think about it, they're all over the world. Every nation, every tongue, every creed, everyone has stitches, and everyone has access to stitches. But sometimes when you have a stitch and you want to make something, sometimes it takes a little doing to try to get the stitch with the right project. So, as a lot of people do, I thought, you know what? I'm going to, try to separate more the stitch from the project. And once I get the stitch down, or you practice it, then we can find a pretty project. So tonight, my favorite stitch is, one name is the Solomon's Knot. I learned the stitch as the Love Knot. And it's a very lacy, but it's a simple stitch to make. But you do have to maybe walk through the steps. So let me show you the fabric real quick before we get into this pretty stitch. I'm just going to hold it before the camera, hold it up. I tried to steam it a little bit so you could see how wide it really can go wide when it's really steamed open. Can you see that? May not be a great job, but can you see how wide you can open up this lace? Oh, it could be a scarf. It could be in a shawl. It can be in a part of a sweater. Maybe a little summer top sweater. So many things you can use it for. I've even seen it as pretty parts of Afghans. For that Victorian look. Oh, so now I'm going to lay it down. Let's see if I'm back in camera frame, if that's okay. All right, so this is what I want to bring to you as the start of this series. Again, Jay's favorite crochet stitches. This is stitch number 1, the Love Knot. And we're going to simply practice in some regular weight yarn. My regular number 4, like Karen Simply Soft, or anything that's large enough for you to see. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. And I will be using a J hook. So I can't think of anything else but get right into it and let you get an idea and practice this. And of course, hopefully this will be the beginning of many more as I do for my knitting group. I have Knit Jay's stitch tutorial where I find pretty knit stitches. I even do a lot of book reviews, stitch book reviews, and let you know some of the stitches that I really love and how they work up. So without further ado, let us get into the practice and learn the Love Knot stitch. My favorite stitch. All right, back in just a minute. All right, so now this is not a formula or a project. This is just a practice strip. So what I want you to do is to take your yarn. Like I said, I'm using a J. You can use whatever you want for this practice. And this is like number 4 weight yarn. I want you to make a chain long enough that you can put in at least, let's just say 40 double crochets. So you're going to make a long chain, because that's what I work from, a long chain, and then just start doing your double crochets. Everybody knows double crochets. So for me, I start with in the 4th chain from the hook, I'll put in my first double crochet, and then I just double crochet in every chain across. The 4th chain from the hook, and then I just double crochet across. Just like that, all the way. Then when I get to this end, I will chain 3, turn the work, and I'm on the wrong side, and then I will double crochet back. Just doing a regular, this is an American double crochet, but you know how to translate if you need to change it. But I just double crochet back. So now I'm at the end. Let's just go ahead. A couple stitches came out. And then this way I can check my camera too to see. Hopefully I'm not too close. There you go. I want you to see where I am. All right. Let's go with that. Because this is a big stitch, so I may have to back out anyway. But anyway, I'm just doing a double crochet on the second row. I've already finished the first row. Like I said, this is just practice. It's not a formula, so you don't have to have. But around 40 stitches will give you enough to practice. You're really going to enjoy practicing this stitch. And of course, when you get to the very end, don't forget to go into the post. You double crochet after you do the last double crochet, and then you go into the post, just like that. Now chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. All right, and then 1, 2, 3. Turn the work. Now we're on the front side of the work, and we can mark the back side if you need to. That was the back or the wrong side. Now when I turn the work, after the second row of double crochets, now this is where I need to find out if I need to adjust. I do. I think, you know, sometimes if it's too close, you don't see what you need to see here. Okay, there. I'm going to go with that. Let it be back some. All right, so now I'm ready to start the love knot stitch. And I'm going to set it inside. I'm not going to start right on the edge. So after I chain 3 and turn, let's just do maybe, let's do 4 double crochets in. We're just kind of setting up a little, this is like a little border or something. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I've double crocheted 4 stitches in on this double crochet chain. Now the love knot. All right, first of all, the love knot is done in 2 different sections. You're going to have the first section, and then you'll have a second one. So in order to start it, also in this, of course I do it in different stitch counts, but for this stitch count, it will be done with with 5 stitches. The love knot will need at least 5 stitches to complete. So let's get started. The first thing I want you to do, once we've come in here and done a few little double crochets, I want you to pull up a loop. Just pull up a loop. Now this is going to take practice in order to get your loops about the same size. Mine sometimes are off, so I don't worry about it. It's all part of the process. So you pull up a nice loop. Can you see that? All right, now you're going to take your hook, yarn over. Now pull the yarn through the loop. Stop. If you look right here, I'm going to bring it real close. In fact, I'm going to show you another way. Maybe this way would be better. You can see it. I'm going to pull up a loop, and then I'm going to stick a finger right there once I pull that loop up. See that finger? I'm just resting it there. Okay, now reach over here and bring a loop through. Now, the space where my finger is resting, I'm going to go under and pull another loop up. Stop. Now I have 2 loops on my hook, and I pull through those 2. That is the first section of the love knot. Now the second length, you simply pull up a loop again. I'm going to stick my finger back in the same place right there. I'm going to reach over. It will seem awkward at first, but try it this way first just to get a feel of knowing where to find this loop. I'm going to stick my hook over there and pull up a loop. Okay, now where my finger, I'm going to go under that strand, pull a loop through there. Now I have 2 loops on my hook. Pull through 2 and stop. Now let me show you what you have. You have, get this yarn out of the way, you have 2 sections of what's known as a love knot or Solomon's knot stitch. There's the first loop, then a knot, then the second loop, and the last knot. Alright, so it's going to get easier, trust me. Okay, the next thing I need to do is count over 5 stitches. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In the 5th stitch, I'm going to skip 4 then, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in the 5th stitch, I'm going to simply do a single crochet. Just a single crochet, just like that. And guess what? Now we're going to start the process of the 2 loops again. Just really easy. Take it slow. Once I do a single crochet in that chain, now let's go. Pull up a loop, just kind of pull it up, reach over, and pull a loop through, stop. Now where my finger would be is under the first strand. If you look real careful, there is one strand that's right up front. Got a little gnat here. Huh. So that's where my, let me take it out and do it again, because I want you to see it. You pull up a loop, and if you can't remember where or figure out where to put your hook, then stick that finger in there and just pull a loop over, stop, and then go into where that little space is you made with your finger. Now reach up and pull a loop through again. Now you have 2 loops on the hook. Pull through both hoops to lock it in. That's the first knot. Here we go with the second part. Pull up another loop, go over, and now you kind of see where that space will be. Pull it through, go into that, under that first strand there, that space, pull another loop, stop. You still have 2 loops on here. Now go through those 2 loops. That's the second knot. 1, 2. Now I'm going to count over or skip over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in the 5th stitch, or double crochet, I'm going to do a single crochet. Can you see that? Alright, let's do it again. Pull up a loop. I know to go under that first strand, my finger, you can put your finger there, but now you can see it. This is why I want you to practice in larger yarn. And then that way you will have it down when you want to go to very thin yarn. This stitch looks beautiful in very small yarn, but in order to see it, I want you to see it in larger yarn. So now I've made the first knot, pull up the loop for the second one. Can you see that first strand right there? All right, pull that loop through. Now go back under that first strand and pull a loop through it. Now I have 2 loops. Pull through both. Stop. I've just completed 1, 2. I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the next double crochet, I'm going to do a single crochet right at the top. Can't really see it standing up yet, but you can see the pretty love knots right there. Okay, let's go again. Get me some yarn. Alright, first thing is I pull up a loop. I put my hook over and bring that through the loop. Then I go back immediately into under that first strand, bring another loop up. Now I have 2 on the hook. Go through both of those 2 strands. That's the first knot, see it? Alright, let's go up to the second knot. Pull up a loop, pull a loop through, look for that first strand right there, pull it through, stop. Now go through both loops. Now I have 2 knots for the knot, for the Solomon's knot or the love knot. Now I'm going to count over or skip over 1, 2, 3, 4. In the 5th double crochet, I'm going to do a single crochet to connect it. That's all I'm doing is connecting, making love knots and then connecting to our foundation here of just double crochets for this sample. Let's go. Pull up. See, it gets a little easier. Go through. Find that first go up under that first strand there, then pull a loop through it, then yarn over, pull through those two, pull up. Let's go again. If you can't remember, stick your finger. If you can't remember, just stick your finger right there. Then when you pull that loop through, now you go right where the finger, you had your finger, pull another loop through, and then through both loops. Love knot made. Skip 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the 5th. Double crochet, single crochet. Now you pull up a loop. Eventually you'll get a rhythm. Stop. Pull up the second loop. Go up under that first strand right there. That very first strand, pull a loop through it. 2 loops on the hook. Pull through the last 2. Done. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the 5th. Double crochet. And let me see if I have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I have enough to do one more. All right, for this little sample. Pull up a loop. Go through. Pull through 2. Stop. Pull up another loop. If you can't remember, stick your finger there, just as a placeholder. Pull through. Now go through that same place you had your finger. Pull up a loop. Now have 2. Pull through 2 and stop. Alright, this can be the last one for this sample. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the 5th double crochet, I do a, in the 5th, okay. In the 5th one, because over here we started, we have to have a double crochet. So in the last, when we get ready to connect, 1, 2, 3, 4, here's the 5th stitch right there. That's where we would normally do a single crochet, but now we want to stop. So we're simply going to do a double crochet. So I'll do a double crochet there, just like that, and then I'll just double crochet off the row. Make sure you're in under the 2 strands, just like your normal, just like you would do your double crochets. And then there, and then don't forget to go into the post so that we can turn. Now before we turn, we're going to stop. Make sure you go into the post. I kind of missed it there. There we go. Now let's see what we have. We have some beautiful little loops right there across the top of our little sample we're working. See that? And if you notice, there's a knot that's right in the center. See that knot right there? That's what you're looking for. That's the love knot right there. See, it kind of stands in the center, up in the air. See it? Okay, now before we turn, let me check and then let you catch up to where I am, and then we'll turn and I'll show you the next row. Back in just a minute. Alright, so I've given you a chance to kind of catch up. So we were getting ready to turn to go to the wrong side. And like I say, if you have a problem with, know what's right or wrong, you can always take a little piece of yarn, a little contrasting color of yarn, and put it on the back side or a marker. But because once we turn, here we go. We're going to get to the end after we finish the love knot, went back into one and did our double crochets off. Now I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn the work, which now we are on the wrong side, and as you can tell. Now we're going to simply stack the double crochets on the end, on each end, just stack on top of each other, just like this. You just double crochet, and then double crochet until you come up to where we want to start the love knot. There's the last double crochet there. Now, on the wrong side, first of all, let me tell you, now we're going to work. Remember those, the little knots that were in the center that are up in the air that are suspended? I call them suspended in the air. See there? That's what we're going to be working into on the wrong side. So when we start on this wrong side, this is what you have to do for this particular sample and project or whatever we're going to work from. There's other methods, but you're going to start with, you'll pull up the love knot loop, the first loop, just like that, like we were doing. All right, put your finger there if you've forgotten, pull up a loop, put your finger there, grab the loop and come through. Then where you had your finger, stick the hook in and bring up another loop. Now you have 2 loops on the hook. Now stop. That's the first part, and that's what you're going to do on the wrong side to get started. So to make this work, now I'm not going to do the second part right now, but I am going to this first knot that's suspended in the air right there. You see it? And I'm going to take my hook and I'm going into the knot, just like that, and do a single crochet into the knot itself. Not the knot that's attached down here, but the one that's in the air. And that's what you have to remember. Sometimes I fell asleep and I'd get the wrong one, but that's the one. Now watch. Now we're going to go back to the 2 loops. So now I'll pull up a loop, put my finger there if I need to, and start working. That's the first knot. Pull a loop up, go through, go up under the first strand, 2 loops on the hook, go through. Now I'm working just like we were working on the right side. I go to the next knot in the air, right there. I put my hook in, I do a single crochet. I pull up a loop, and I start working the love knot. 1, now that's the first part. Pull up a loop, go under the first strand, and through both loops at the top. Find the next love knot, which is right here in the center, right there, standing up in the air. All right, let's go. Put my hook in first because I need to do a single crochet into that knot. Then I pull up a loop, the first loop, go through the first under the strand, pull through 2 loops. Pull up the second loop, go up under the first strand, pull the hook through, the loop through, and go through 2. I'm going to get some yarn here. Let's stop and see right quick though what we have. We are on the wrong side, but to start the wrong side we can only do the first part of the love knot to get us back into sequence. Alright, so now I'm up here, I'm ready to go to that one. The next one, I put my hook in. Now I'm going to just kind of start working at my own rhythm. Pull it up, yarn over, go through, go up under that strand. I'm going to just let you watch. Sometimes just watching. Alright, here we go. If you make a mistake or you lose a loop, pull back. You have that knot. It's already been closed off, so it's not going anywhere. Just pull up a loop. Just like that. Just start again. Go under and pull through 2. Stop. Okay, let's go on. See how far we can get. So we can get to the other end. Okay, coming up to the other end here. Let me get me some yarn. I see I have one more knot in the air. See it right there in the... Alright, so I'm going to put my hook in. And sometimes you may have to rotate the knot a little bit to get to a flat area or something, just so that you can get your crochet hook in if it's not real pointed or sharp. Okay, so I do a single crochet. Now I pull up a loop. I'll put my finger there. If you can't think of anything else, you can stick your finger there just to hold the spot. Then go under, pull up a loop, stop, pull through both. Now, just like we started on this end, we only needed the first half of the love knot on the wrong side for this particular sample. Doesn't happen like that always. There's all kind of versions, but this is what I want you to practice for this. So instead of pulling up again, I stop and watch. I just simply go into a double crochet and I stack the double crochets on top of each other, just like this. Just stack your double crochets for this simple sample, this easy little sample. Now, that is the wrong side. So then I will chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and when I turn the work, this is the right side, okay, and on the right side, we're going to do both loops, the 2 loops of our love knot. So first we have to stack our double crochets that we're using in this sample. We'll stack over to where we have to start the love knot. Here we go. Now watch. Just to get you started. Pull up a loop right there. Go in. There's my finger. Go under. Pull up a loop. Now go through 2, stop. I need both loops on the front side to get it started. Go up, go under the first strand, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and stop. Now all I have to do is go all the way till I see the first love knot that's in the air right there. Not this one that's attached. So let's just go over. This is on the right side of the fabric or the sample. So I put my hook in to make the single, oops, make sure you get into the knot and not into, you have to kind of, there we go. The one in the air, I do my single crochet, pull up a loop, go put my finger there if I have to, go up under the strand, go through 2 loops, stop, pull up, go under, and guess what? You have just started working your love knot sample or solemn knot. I just like the name love knot, and there it is. Now, let me switch real quick. In fact, let me come right back. I'll switch and show you, we'll end. Hold on. All right, here's my other little sample that I had, that I've worked a few more extra rows. So I just thought, well, as I end this, I'm on the wrong side. And as you can see, I went ahead and put a contrasting piece of yarn because it's just an easy visual aid. And you know, I'm a visual maker. So as I finished, came up to my last on the wrong side, I worked the first part of the love knot or the first loop, and then I simply go into double crochets on this wrong side because I marked it on this one. And that's just a good way to see quickly, yes, I'm on the wrong side. And remember that one little extra detail that we have to do for this particular little sample we're working. it will change as we do other things. All right, then when I get to the end though, I chain 1, 2, 3. All right, so now I can just flip the work, turn the work, and I'm on the right side of this fabric. And so just for a few minutes, I just want to tell you, I hope that you will give this a try. I will, of course, look for other stitches to do. You know, something unique, nothing that may take rows and rows and rows. I like to have things that I can, you know, kind of work and then start trying to think of what kind of project would this particular stitch look good in. So now I'm up to where I want the love knot. I see that I'm on the right side because there's no mark, so that means I have to do the complete love knot, both loops. See? And then I look for the first love knot suspended in the air, and there it is way over there. You see it? Right there. So now I can just get into rhythm. So all right, let me get me some yarn. Can't seem to get my yarn right. There we go. Now here is the love knot over here that I'm going to go over and work my single crochet into the actual knot. Just like just regular single crochet. Then start again. Pull up a loop under the first strand, then through both loops. That's one part. Got to go to the second because we're on the right side. Oh, I have a little gnat. Oh, I don't know what's he doing at this late. Okay, I don't have any fruit over here. All right, so there's both loops. Now I find the next knot. There it is right there in the center. And we're just going to work across. And of course, I will be trying to think. I have one project I've already started, but you know, you have to keep working it to see if it's going to be something that will appeal to people and that will look nice and make a nice project to make. But this way, by doing it like this, you get a chance to practice and try it out yourself. Okay. Into the knot right there. Single crochet up, put your finger there if you can't remember anything else that will hold the place for you. Then so let me know what you think. I hope you tell people, your friends about, you know, we're trying to think of different things to keep, keep the interest going. A lot of you have worked with me. My knitters have worked tirelessly and so faithful, and they've done the sweater and the shawls. We're working the charts. All of that is still coming, you know, like I said, but I thought, let's just take a break. You know, sometimes you need a break yourself, and you need to give your viewers a break also of, and just do something a little different. Keep the mind going. Well, just did get up to a place here so I can stop on this little sample. See, can I make it all the way to the end here? This is the right side. So I know I have to do the full 2 loops. Like I said, it takes practice to get your loops about the same. Sometimes my loops get large and sometimes they don't. Then once I see, since this is the right side, I have to go all the way over to the double crochet once I do my last 2 loops of the love knot. So now I'll just wrap the yarn, go into the first double crochet, and start stacking. That's just something that's nice and easy. Just stack. Just like, oops, now I kind of made a mess of that. Let me just pull that out and just do it again. So I hope you will practice in, like I say, in the larger yarn. And then you will be able with no problem to go down, for those that like the nice thin yarn. This would be beautiful, you know, in the yarn, the Shaw and the Ball type yarn, where it's really small. Now that's really getting small for me. I have some, and I may pull it out just to see what it would, you know, just to have something to share. All right, so for right now, here is this little sample that we have kind of, and until it's steamed out, you really can't see or appreciate the beauty of the stitch. Can you see that? So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you give this a try. This is why I'm trying to do it in a just a real simple way to encourage those to step out and try harder stitches. And that's what it's about. So this is Jay's favorite crochet stitch number 1. So that lets you know there's going to be number 2 and 3 and 4, and we'll just work as I go in between other projects, just to give you something to look forward to. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you so much. Yeah, you can even send me a picture there, just of your sample. Say, Jay, look, I've never done. I'm stepping out. And then I will be back sooner or later with some type of project to let you see and for us to work together. So until then, to everyone everywhere, I hope you enjoy Jay's favorite crochet stitch number 1. All right, I will see you soon. Take care and enjoy. Bye-bye.